Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing really well. So, in this particular session, which is stakeholders in a business organization, is going to be a really, really small chapter number 5. So, I hope that you guys are following up from the start, and I hope that you guys are also doing the test your understandings and those questions and those practice sessions from the BPP and the Kaplan practice text practice kit. I hope that you're doing it. So now let's get started with this chapter. It's going to be a really, really small chapter. Actually, this should be included in the previous chapter, but still, it is a bit of independent in the Kaplan text. So in here, what do you actually mean by stakeholders? Normally, what happens is people get a bit confused with stakeholders and shareholders. So first of all, understand the stakeholders are not shareholders. Shareholders are not stakeholders. You cannot use those terms or vice versa. Stakeholders are those people who are having interest in your organization. I hope you get that right. स्टेकहोल्डर्स वो लोग हैं जिनका इंटरेस्ट है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, जिस जो दिलचस्पी रखते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बारे में, उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर आपकी दिलचस्पी है तो आप उसके स्टेक होल्डर हुए. अब वो किस तरीके से स्टेक होल्डर होते हैं, इन विच कैटेगरी यू कम अंडर, दैट इज समथिंग विच वी नीड टू लुक इनटू. अब होते हैं तीन तरीके के स्टेक होल्डर्स. लाइक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू अंडरस्टूड राइट दैट स्टेक होल्डर्स आर दोज पीपल हु आर connected or who are interested in this particular organization. Those are stakeholders. Now, what are the types of stakeholders you can see in here, which is internal, connected, and external? Those stakeholders who are there part of the organization inside, those who are there connected, not inside, not outside, a bit in between kind of a stuff. And then there is the external stakeholders who are outside people. They are also interested in your organization. Now let's get started with first internal stakeholders. Now, who are internal stakeholders? It can be your employees, your managers, directors. These are the people who are there inside, who would be doing the work of the organization in and out, day in day out, and they are internal stakeholders जो अंदर रहकर काम करते हैं और उनको बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रहता है. अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एम्प्लॉयज है, एम्प्लॉयज का इंटरेस्ट क्या रहेगा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, क्यों उनको सैलरी टाइम पर मिले और सैलरी बढ़ते रहे और काम भी जो है बराबर हो. ऐसा नहीं कि टाइमिंग्स एक्सीड हो जाए. they should get paid for what they are worked for, and it should be reasonable enough. What would be the managers wanting, what would be their desire is get a good share of their again salary. They should get a bit of more recognition in the organization. That's what they want, that's what the managers want in that. And then the directors, what do they want? They want to be more promoted in the organization, want a good share in the business, a good profit share in the business kind of stuff. Directors, so almost if you just see in there, what is their requirement? What is the requirement? Employees, managers, directors, they want a good take home stuff for themselves and the organization to grow. That's what they want, that's what is their need. Now let's move forward towards the connected stakeholders. Now who are the connected stakeholders? The shareholders, the customers, the suppliers, the finance providers, and those people, customers, consumers, almost the same. Now what is their requirement? Like the shareholders, what do they want? They want the share price to grow. Now if you just see, shareholders are called the real owners of the organization, but they are not the people who are actually inside the organization and working day in day out. They are not the people, they are owners of the organization, but they don't have that much influence over the organization, but still they are there. So they are called the share stakeholders, connected stakeholders. What would be their requirement? Why do they become a shareholder? Is because they want the share price to go up. They want the organization to be more recognized so that there are more investors in it, so that the value of the organization grows, the sale of the organization grows, so that they get more return. That's what the shareholders want. Now understand this, what all these people want. There are chances that like shareholder will want something and the employee will want something else. So here there is a conflict. What do we need to do there? We are going to talk about that also in this session. Then customers, what is their requirement? They want the best quality product. They want the best quality product. They want to know that when are you launching the next best product. Like customers of iPhone, they want to know when is the next iPhone getting launched. next Apple product getting launched, so that they can just go out there, buy it, kind of a stuff, and they want to experience that product at the earliest. Then the suppliers, what do the suppliers want? Suppliers want more contracts. Suppliers want their contract to be paid at the earliest, and they want more and more contracts so that they can run their business. That's the sale for them. And then at the last, you see finance providers. What do they want? They want to finance your company so that you earn, they also earn. So kind of connected people. They are there in the organization, but not on your payroll, but they are there in the organization, and they are not even considered as someone who is outside. Now, next, let's come towards the external stakeholders. Who are those people? Community at large, who have no interest in your product or something, but they want to know that what type of business you are doing, is it good for the community or not. So it's community at large. If they get a problem, then that's a bigger problem. Environmental pressure groups, what do they want? They want you to do work. They are concerned like, yeah, go ahead, go do manufacturing, do whatever you want, but your work should not pollute the environment. Those pressure groups would want you to not get that into, like, don't get that environment, don't get environmental problems which will start global warming and stuff. So you should not be part of it. That's what they want. That's what is their requirement, that your work should be eco-friendly. Okay. Then the governments, what do they want? They want tax on time. They want you to grow on time. They want you to employ more people, employ more local people, so that the country's economy grows ahead. That's what they want. And then the trade unions are, again, they come up like, 5-6 groups, 5-6 organizations come together, fix a price so that nobody can manipulate the price, so that the business and the trade goes on in a proper manner. Kind of legal trade unions I'm talking about. So these all people which we have talked about, they are somehow or the other interested in the organization. And that's why these are the stakeholders are called connected people, or you can say interested people in the organization. Now, when you see in here, each type of a stakeholder has their own interest. They have their own requirement which is to be fulfilled. Now what happens when these type of things are there in between? There would be conflicts between them. Now, before getting into those conflicts, let's just talk about these primary stakeholders. Now, primary stakeholders are those people who are kind of directly involved in the business, whose decision will actually matter in the business. Those are the primary stakeholders who are there inside the business. Whereas secondary stakeholders are those type of stakeholders who are not directly connected, but who are there outside of the organization. So all stakeholders who are external stakeholders will come under secondary stakeholders, whereas primary stakeholders would be the internal and the connected stakeholders, which I have just talked about. Now, there will be a lot of conflict between stakeholders. Now, what type of a conflict will be there? Like you can see, employees versus managers. Employees will want a timely payment, you can say a timely work to be done. Means they would want to work from 9 to 5 only, and that's it. They don't want to work on weekends. Whereas managers, they want the work to be done because they would be paid based on the work done. Sometimes they're paid out of those profits also, so they want you to work all the time. But that's a conflict which comes in. Customers versus shareholders. Customers will want what? They will want the product at the best price and the best quality. Best price in the sense low price, best quality. Whereas shareholders will want more profit. Conflict between the two again. General public versus shareholders. Public will want that the organization focuses on the public at large, not just on their shareholders filling up their pockets. And the shareholders want their money, the value of their money which they have already invested. So kind of a conflict is there in here. Now, when this conflict comes up, what's the solution to it? Now, solution to it, we cannot just say that, okay, this is the solution to it. It's a complete big scenario which is to be looked into, and what is right, what is wrong, and then favoring what is right and getting forward with it. That's what is the best suggestion out there. Then managers versus shareholders, this type of a conflict. Again, manager will want, to get to keep money in the organization, so that they invest in places where organization can get more profits. Shareholders may want a dividend at that time itself. Shareholders will want the share price to increase. They don't want to wait, but manager says that you need to wait so that we grow ahead. But shareholders might be taking impulsive decisions like, no, let's pull out because it's nothing is happening in here. So kind of, going hand in hand, but everyone is interested in the company to grow, but somehow they want it in this way, that way. So kind of a tug of war will be there always. So the leader, the owner, the leader or the person who is managing that particular organization needs to take into consideration each type of stakeholder and think about each type of stakeholder and have decisions in favor of everyone, not just one. Now, how do you do that is by using Mendelow's stakeholders matrix, which is Mendelow's power interest matrix. So what you need to do, let me so what you need to do is nothing but create a particular, chart, or you can say y and x axis table, so that we can understand that who goes where. So a matrix is created in here. If you just see in here, I just made this up. Sorry, I just made this up means I just wrote it up, but it's already written and given by Mendelov out there. So let me just try explaining this further. Now, what does he say? That there would be people who would be having power. Now, who are the people who are having power? You can say, who are the stakeholders having more power? You can say those people who are like the government and stuff, those managers and stuff. These are the people having high power in the organization. Interest, you can say like those people like customers and stuff, customers having huge interest in the organization, and even the shareholders having huge interest, and also sometimes power also. Now, here you need to see that who is having high power and who is having high interest. Sorry, high power, high interest. Who is having high power, high interest? Those are the people who are key players. Now, these are the people who are key players. The organization will be run by these people who are having the highest interest and the highest, you know, or you can say highest interest and the highest power. So these are the people whom are to be taken care of a lot. Then you just see in here, there would be people who would be having high power. Power is really, really high, and the interest is kind of low. So what you need to do for them is keep them satisfied. Now, if you just see in here, like here, key players, I can say manager is a key player in here. Whereas low interest and high power, I can say that it can be the government. Government is having high power, but the interest is kind of a low, because how will the government be interested in each and every organization? So what you need to do for them is keep them satisfied. What they want, just keep them satisfied. Whereas then you can see here that there is a high interest of the customer. Customer is having high interest. Now, when a customer is having high interest, what you need to do? Keep him informed of how things are working in here. Okay, keep them informed that what's happening in the organization. Be a bit informational to them, because they have low power. See, at the end of the day, what they can do, they cannot do huge stuff in the huge impact on the organization. A little bit impact can be done by them, but they're having low power, but interest is really high. So keep them informed of how things are happening. So I hope you guys are understanding, when there is a conflict between stakeholders, how do you manage it? Apply this Mendelow's power interest matrix. And then those people who are having low interest and low power, you can have the minimal effort to them. Just tell them what you're doing, and that will be fine, because they'll be least bothered and they have the least power also to do something in the organization. So that's what is Mendelow's power interest matrix, and that's what is actually this particular whole chapter. I guess it took us around 10-15 minutes to complete it. Yeah, it takes that much time only. Here is this particular chapter. I hope that this you are able to understand this. See, this is the end of the slides also. What I want you guys to do is try taking up an organization, or try taking up few organizations, and try doing this power interest matrix with them. Try, put down those stakeholders which are there. What's happening here? Yeah, go back, look up towards the stakeholders of an organization, see who are those stakeholders, identify them, internal, connected, external. Then in the internal, you have who are there, connected who are there, and external who are there. After that, when you have all these stakeholders, like suppose you just take Apple and see who are the employees, managers, directors, shareholders, customers, what would be their demand, and apply it into the power interest matrix. Apply it into the power interest matrix, that how and what is to be done in here. So what they can do in you can do is, like, you can understand, okay, this is how the power interest matrix is. So you can see who are the key players of that organization, who are like, you can keep them just informed, who are the people whom you need to keep satisfied all the time, and who you can keep it a bit, it's okay if you don't even talk to them, also kind of stakeholders. So if you can apply these stuff in few organizations, then this chapter is actually a cakewalk to you. It should be actually a small section itself, but still it's a chapter, so we've gone through it. So in the next sessions, we are going to get into economics, so be ready for that. I hope that you are able to follow up till here. It's kind of 20% of the syllabus we are in, so make sure that you guys follow up ahead also, and I'll see you guys in the next session. All right.